you know, just being at that a different stage of his life, I would be shocked. I think Drake made an album. Was it last year or the year before? It's called Certified Lover Boy. You know what I mean? Like, put like this: if I told you a nigga is saying he's a certified lover boy, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's 25. Clearly, yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I've realized that Drake's music, y'all need to detach. Well, I have. I'm detached from the man. I've put it in this realm of he's like an entity create music for a finite group of people that recycles itself. So everybody who graduates college, his music is going to hit the hardest till you hit your 30s and you start having kids. Then you're like, damn, Drake, how you still rapping about getting bitches in the club? Nigga, we got child support. Damn, nigga, we got to get a babysitter. Yeah, he ain't talking to y'all. Y'all niggas who got to get babysitters, y'all knee hurt when y'all play basketball, your back hurt, you using Bengay. He ain't talking to y'all. He talking to the new bitches who's getting fucked, the new niggas who got a little bit of bread, getting sections in the club. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's talking to them. Really think about it. Just think about it. Somebody said proving Kendrick right. That's another thing that I think some of y'all are hemmed up on. Kendrick don't determine what Drake is. Drake is Drake. Kendrick added some shame to what Drake is. You're right. But I don't think Drake needs to change who he is. Like, Drake has picked this path. The nigga picked the path. We want, like, if Drake, the biggest L I think Drake could take is if Drake changed his music and his focus because Kendrick forced him to, yo, I see the boy, but where's the man? So now he's like, oh, let me rap about some man shit. No, nigga. Nigga, your name is the boy, nigga. You've been rapping about, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you've been rapping about bagging 24, 25-year-olds for the last 8 years, nigga. If he stopped doing that, now I ain't saying that there's nothing wrong with if he stopped doing that, but I think he's identified. If you're not identifying with this new generation, you're in the fall off category. And I think that's how he's not falling off. Like, he's, you know, or at least on a pop level, because, you know, obviously I'm not saying like Kendrick or Cole that's fallen off, even though Cole just did a song called Grippy. That shit was crazy. I savor his Grippy. I'm like, what the fuck? What is Cole doing? It's all good. All right. So, have I clarified my thoughts on Mob Ties? I am disappointed because it felt like the focus of the song. It's not lyrically. For the people who means it's an indictment that he's not. Bro, I'm sorry to tell you, I will still sit here and argue you till you die that Drake lyrical records are better than Kendrick lyrical. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I will still sit here and argue. But have I acknowledged that some of these popular trendy songs have been created by or being helped or collaborated with other people? Yeah. My only thing with this record is I wanted this to be him. 100%. This one record, I wanted I'll tell you some other records that I'm like, nigga, this needs to be you, because every 3 or 4 years, niggas try to cancel Drake. And he always comes, like, he hits back with the craziest shit, right? Let's go to views, right? Oh, well, this is almost like a timestamp record, so I guess this wouldn't count. Because I was about to pull up, what do you call it again? I was going to pull up Her Loss. Not Her Loss, I mean, Simmons record, More Life. I think Do Not Disturb. But, like, Do Not Disturb is like a timestamp record. Let me pick out some records that I'm like, even though they're not lyrical, right? And by the way, to this day, we haven't heard no lyrical records of Drake being leaked. But I'm going to be honest. Okay, here we go. I'll tell you. First of all, Hold On, We're Going Home. One of Drake's biggest record. We don't, I think everybody, that's Magic Jordan, right? Yeah, we don't give a fuck. All right, we're not going to use Tuscan Leather. That's lyrical. Let's just see records that we're like, oh my God, if this ain't him. Let's go to Take Care. Not a lyrical record, but I'm going to be honest with you. I would cry tears if he ain't right, look what you've done. I would cry tears, like just bawl. I would bawl. Look what you've done is, to me, is such a personal record, right? And I think that's what we have to, like, me, I know you guys here for me to either have a glaze-a-thon or just throw him under the bus. I still think he's a phenomenal lyricist. I still think he's a writer for himself and others, but I've also believed people have helped him write. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, no, he's just done it as an island. I would like to think, and that's where my disappointment comes to Mob Ties, that certain records, though, you could know. Like, bro, who cares if the motto, like, it's the motto. Who gives a fuck, right? But doing it wrong? Oh, well, these are R&B records, kind of. So maybe I should chill with these. But look what you've done. There's a lot of rapping on that. Look what you've done. I'd be hurt. Headlines, I'd be hurt. Let me see. I ain't even going to say Marvin's Room because that's like R&B, right? Let's go to the next album. Nothing Was the Same. Let's see. Where's the track list to this? Tuscan Leather, that's rap. Nah, of course I'd be hurt. Like, that's a different level, though. Like, if Drake can't write Tuscan Leather, like, nigga, I'd be in tears. Let me see what else. What record on here? I'm like, it's not lyrical, but I feel like it's him. Because I've gotten into the story of Drake, right? Like, it's like watching a movie, right? Let's go to Views. What's on Views? Yeah, I think it's just mostly the lyrical records, right? Like, because Western Road Flows, like, if you ain't write Western Road Flows, like, y'all got it, bro. Now, if you ain't write Controller, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I don't care if you don't write Controller. I don't care if you didn't write One Dance. I don't care if you didn't write Pop Style, which I think, didn't somebody else help write it? Whatever. Fire and Desire, like, I look at his R&B shit differently. And Hotline Bling, of course, nigga, took drum shit. Fuck that nigga. No disrespect, drum. I think Mob Ties is probably the first, like, reference track I've ever heard. I'm like, oh, it was like a gut punch. I'm like, ah. I thought that was my man's. Let me see Certified Lover Boy. Let me see. I think Poppy's Home. Yeah, if you write Poppy's Home and Champagne Poetry, I'll be a little bit hurt. I'll be a little hurt. Let me see what other song. Obviously, 7 a.m. on Bridal Path. Obviously, Knife Talk, too. Yeah, definitely not Knife Talk. I don't know, man. It's like, it's put me in an interesting and weird position. Who cares about Honesty? Never mind. And then For All the Dogs, but most of these are like R&B songs, so. Apparently, this Callin' For You record was done by, what's that name named? Cash Cobain. So this is a Cash Cobain reference that's supposedly out there. I think it's actually, can we play it? Callin' For You. Let me see. Cash Cobain Callin', yeah. This is, who's leaking these tracks, though? Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, but that's R&B. Fear of Heights, he better have wrote that. All that dissing he was doing to Rihanna, he better have wrote that. By the way, you know what's so interesting about the Mob Ties thing too? Here, this is the interesting part, right? Check this out.
Say, yeah. Say, stick to these niggas, stick to these bitches. Higher shooter, you really you bitches. And I'm on my riches. I turn out the bitches. I turn out the bridge. It is what it is, yeah. Black Porsche, cause that Lambo moving fast. Watch your homie if he move, we on his ass.
In the rocket and that bitch ain't got no tags. Louis bags in the shapes of body bags. Okay, that line right there, right? I remember being in a penthouse in Manhattan with XXXTentacion's mom. This is after 2018. And she was so hurt. She was just like, yo, this motherfucker keeps dissing my son. And shout out to Cleo, by the way. And I remember saying, and I'm a huge Drake fan, but I couldn't say nothing. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, yo, why would he say? It was two lines. It was this, and it was like, yo, SMS triple X. That's why I only aim below the neck, something like that. And then this, it was like, I'm like, yo, why is Drake taunting X, bro? Louis bag, because it was the whole thing that X got robbed for the $50,000. I was in a Louis bag, and so it's like, yo, Louis baggins changed her body bags, right? Like, you know, and I think in the I'm Upset track, right, I'm Upset lyrics, it felt like he was taunting him again. This is 2018 after X died, right? Like he comes with it says SMS triple X, SMS. Yeah, he says SMS triple X. That's the only time I ever shoot below the neck. Why you keep on shooting if you know that nigga dead? That's the only shit that gets you some respect, right? And I remember saying, like, I remember like listening to Cleo, and she was hurt, bro. And obviously, like, I'm a huge fan of Drake, but I was like, damn, man, why Drake even doing that lame shit, right? I ain't gonna lie, at least today I feel a little bit better. That wasn't Drake. That wasn't Drake. That was Vori. That shit was definitely Vori. I'm giving Vori the credit for that one. Yeah, because at first I'm like, why? Like, why? Why Drake doing that, man? Drake, why you doing that shit? Now I could be like, whoa, okay, that was Vori. All right, perfect. I might have even said that to Drake. I was like, yo, I think I was just like, yeah, I met with X's mom. But like, yo, she don't like how you be fucking still dissing her son. He never really like responded directly to it. But I was just like, I was kind of feeling that myself. But now we know that wasn't Drake. That wasn't Drake. That wasn't Drake. I'm having audio issues. Am I cutting out people? Sorry. Let me know if we're good, okay? Am I good now? Are we good? Mic check, mic check. Just trying to make sure that the sound is good. The mic is broken. There's a delay? Give me 1 second. Let me try to fix this. Louis bags and change the body bags. Are we good? Shit's taking forever to load. I don't know if I'm still online. Okay, I think it's loading. Oh, the audio is good? Okay, cool. Yeah. Now, let me say this. And maybe I was saying accurate, being too nuanced. You should just be against it all. I'm understanding Drake's a hit maker and Drake does collaborate. I that needs to be said, and that's me as a fan accepting that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be very honest with you. And this is what I don't know. But if I found out, I would probably be 10 times madder. And I'm not moving the goalposts. I'm not moving the goalposts. If it was found out that, I don't know, Drake has a camp, a writing camp, a sweatshop, and when moments like that happen, he goes to them and says, yo, how about y'all write me a song where I'm reminding them bitch ass nigga that I got some mob ties. Like if he's instructing niggas to create this, like, yeah, I need something that I could act like I'm like mobbed up. It's one thing if it's like, yo, y'all in the creative process, that's a song that kind of fits what you got going on, even though I still frown on it because I'm like, I wish that was from you. But it's a whole different story if you're like imagine saying, yo, I just got my heart broke by this bitch. Like, yo, could y'all write me a fuck you bitch song and just say the bitch, like, the bitch pussy was mid? And then you hear Fear of Heights, and that's what it, like, I'll be fuck, like, what? Now, I'm assuming this ain't that. Like, I would be a little bit like, what the fuck is going on? If it's like Drake goes to Vori and says, yo, Vori, yo, cook me up something, bruh. Yo, cook me up something. Remind these niggas like, yo, I fuck with Jay Prince and them, nigga. Just cook me up something like that, gang. And Vori comes back with mob ties. If that's what it is, my heart, I can't take it. I can't take it. That I'm assuming this ain't that. If you guys are having audio problems, please refresh the stream on YouTube. I think there might be a YouTube problem only. You guys should be fine. Now, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. And I honestly, this is me because I love Drake's music. I'm hoping this is not the case. Because trust me, I've done the mental gymnastics already. Like, I imagine even the Quentin Miller shit, right? I always thought, nah, Quentin is just rapping over beats. Like, yo, he's just getting these ideas and he's rapping over beats. I do think there's a whole nother level to this. If Drake is going to him and saying, yo, bro, yo, could you write me a song that's just talking about me throwing money, 10 bands, 20 bands, and that's how, like, that would hurt, right? Like, I remember when this came out, I was just like, look, listen. Hold on. Now, I remember saying, obviously, we know the 6 is Toronto. It's no way Drake told a nigga in... I always thought this nigga was rapping about Zone 6. It's no way Drake calls up Quentin Miller and says, yo, bro, yo, write me a song about you running through the 6. Write me a Toronto type song. You know, the 6 side, you know what I mean? Or, if that's what happened, oh, my heart, no. I'm hoping that's not what happened. Like, I'm hoping that's what that happened. No, I'm serious though. Like, you know what I mean? Again, the thing with reference tracks and the thing with, like, when you believe someone's life and their story, the nuanced perspective with Drake is that no one could write Drake's life like Drake, right? Like, no one could write Weston Road Flows where he's talking about, you know, TTC Metro and him being, like, back in Toronto on the come-up grind, except Drake. No one could tell your life story except you. If the fucking ghostwriter, or let's not call it ghostwriter, right? If the collaborator is literally just saying, like, it was a little alarming, like, why is Quentin Miller singing about running through the 6?
I got that Ferrari and I swear. I got that Bugatti just to hurt.
For my sake, I'm gonna be like, nah, you know what? He talking about Zone 6. Quentin Miller was talking about running through Zone 6 with his woes. Okay. Anyway, Twitter been on one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, Quentin Miller. Here we go. Not Quentin Miller. Actually, it says Drake Mob Ties. So there's a part where everybody's pointing out, be like, yo, Drake was jacking that he created Mob Ties when he was on the shop with LeBron. He said, check this out.
You know, and now I feel pure, I'm good.
You feel good?
You know, yeah, and you know what I did? I took that energy, just like you said, I took that energy and I put it into me, not you. You don't get that.
You told me you didn't have certain songs on Scorpion until that.
I didn't have In My Feelings, I didn't have Nonstop, I didn't have...
I don't care who wrote In My Feelings. Nonstop, I want Drake to write.
What's one of our favorite songs?
Nah, this is so funny because LeBron is like, yo, what's our like, he's not naming none of the songs Drake is trying to name. He just named some other shit.
Till that.
I didn't have In My Feelings, I didn't have Nonstop, I didn't have...
What's one of our favorite songs, Mavi, now?
Sick of these niggas.
This nigga's face when he says sick of these niggas. Like, you could tell for them and even Braun. I wish Braun would be on a podcast and be like, just react to this. Because I could tell Braun felt that and was probably in the league like, yeah, I am sick of these bitch-ass basketball players doubting the king. Just like Drake is sick of these fuck rap niggas down him.
What's one of our favorite songs, Mavi, now?
Sick of these niggas.
Oh, my God.
Yo, I know that sick of these niggas like, yeah, so fucking good.
Sick of these niggas.
Oh, my God.
I didn't have Mob Ties.
I'm sick of
these
them.
niggas.
Yo, and then Drake has this little smirk. After he's like, oh yeah, that one too.
I didn't have Mob Ties.
I'm sick of
these
them.
niggas.
Drake, I love you, but this shit funny, bro.
Hide some help.
That little shrug right there is like...
I'm sick of them.
These niggas.
Hide some help.
Yeah.
Get rid of you niggas.
Let's do it. It's a
Get
wrap,
rid of
baby.
you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
Sabat.
Oh, man. Anyway. My man Elliot Wilson is still in his fuck Drake phase. He mad Drake gonna follow him or something. He posted part of his Rap Radar interview with Drake. Look. And it was this part. Where is it at? Here we go. Hold on.
That's not me, no. I've wrote all my biggest songs and any song that really, really did damage for me, I've wrote every single lyric. So that, like...
The hits, yeah.
The hits and the one...
Could we go back to Drake talking about that? Drake.
That's kind of how music...
Songs, and even to this credit, I feel like you're still battling these ghostwriting rumors and this type of thing. That in some sense, I think, does try to tarnish your legacy, whether it's effective or not. Like, how do you look back on that album, and does that still take away anything from that album for you, or how do you view it now when you look at it?
No, I really have, I've really made my peace. I have no embarrassment when it comes to what I did on that album. I mean, I worked with somebody on, I think, 4 or 5 songs on that record. I pulled my weight when it came to my pen. It wasn't like I just, it wasn't like I needed somebody to facilitate, entire ideas. We worked together. And if I need to be the poster child that took all those hits for all my peers hiding behind me that do the same thing every fucking album, that's fine, I'll do it. Because
that is true.
there's a lot of people that link up with other people and make records.
Hey, chat. Let me ask you a question. I just want to get like a delusional score here. Name some artists you feel like don't do what Drake do, in terms of. I know ghostwriting is the catchy term, but let's say collaborating, trading references, giving each other songs. Name some artists you know don't do that. Name some artists. Okay, I see Kendrick. See some people say Youngboy. Kodak. People say Eminem. Some people say Cardi. Tyler, the Creator, and yes, I can see y'all. Snoop, Key Glock, Russ. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a question. If Travis if Travis and The Weeknd did or does the same thing, would that matter to y'all or not? It's a Drake specific thing. So so y'all are naming people who only rap. This is why, like, I think with Drake, you got to take him at his rap songs. Then you can't take his pop songs and then criticize him. If you're only naming people who rap, and you're saying you don't think they use help, and some of these people y'all are spamming, I've never heard about. Won't say don't exist, but I've never heard about. But those are people who primarily only rap. Their thing is only rapping. Maybe we should only take Drake rap songs, and at that point, we don't have any Drake reference tracks. Like, when I mean Drake rap songs, Drake songs where he's spitting bars, not like Drake trying to make a hit. So I said, so Mob Ties ain't a rap song? Mob Ties is a hit song, bro. Like, that's not what make Drake top 5 rapper. Let me ask you, well, I'll just throw it out to y'all. Is that what make Drake a top 5 rapper to y'all? Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me ask you a question. I just want to ask y'all this. If there was a reference track or someone helped with this song, would you say Kendrick is any less of a great artist? Yes or no? Just say yes or no. It's a song with him and Rihanna. I'll play a little bit of it. I can't play the whole thing. You say yes? Some people say yes, some people say no. Okay. All right. Okay.
like I just, it wasn't like I needed somebody to facilitate, entire ideas. We worked together. And if I need to be the poster child that took all those hits for all my peers hiding behind me that do the same thing every fucking album, that's fine, I'll do it. Because there's a lot of people that link up with other people and make records that you guys love, and that's kind of how music is a collaborative thing, it's and I understand in rap, of course, in your comment section, it's a little different because we conduct ourselves, and I still associate myself in that community, we conduct ourselves by a few different rules. We tweak the rules a little bit in the sense that
if it's a hook, it's okay.
Yeah, it's like, there's things like that, but with that being said, like, anybody that knows me knows that my strongest talent is writing. That is my strongest talent. I'm not a great singer. I'm a good performer. I've grown into a great performer. But my greatest talent is writing, and that's why people ask me to write songs for them. That's why people like to get in the room and write with me. And yeah, I want to just.
Yo, I agree with what Drake is saying. I just, man, my opinion on this is Drake is a 37-year-old man trying to keep up with a 20-something-year-old game. He wants to make music for the youth. It's not natural that he has a flow or songs that a fan that listens to Yeet would listen to, or a fan that listens to Yachty would listen to. If you listen to Drake's style of music, going from So Far Gone, continuing, you could tell when it would have gotten, which, by the way, one of the people who I really think don't use help, which I thought she should have. So let's not get this twisted, because we're either gonna get on the, are we here just to be the yo, you did it all by yourself police, or we want great music? I thought Nicki should have always gotten help, because there was a point Nicki was stuck for 6 years straight, sounding like she was in a different era. And the reason why is that she was used to a certain style of rap that, rap styles evolve, right? I think Drake was there early 2012, 2013, and then he had to get with the swag raps that was still potent. The 10 bands and shit like that. That's why I think he started, okay, so who kind of got that type of, swag or flow or cadence that I could kind of, piggyback off. Me, do I indict his pen in terms of lyricism? No. Do I contextualize the fact every time I hear a new melody or a new style from Drake that Drake has probably adopted some shit from somebody who's collaborating with or a younger artist? Yeah, that's exactly what I think happened. My nigga, Drake's 37 and made a song that sounds like Cash Cobain. Yeah, he probably adopted a little bit of what Cash Cobain got going on. Why? Because Cash Cobain is the new, is the hot, is the young, is the trendy. Him working with Yachty, I don't think he's working with Yachty like, oh, Yachty, help me with bars. He's probably like, yo, Yachty, you have like this pocket that you've gotten into that I know I could bring a polished Drake vibe to that could work. Am I indicting him as he's not a good writer because of that? No, I understand it.
Just encourage anybody, look, if it makes a great song and you're the one that's voicing it, but it's you and this other person that's cooking it up, you're not doing anything wrong, and that's just, again, for me speaking to any new artist, don't let anybody tell you that you're not supposed to collaborate on you. That's what this is for. We should, whatever gets you to that destination where you have, a great body of work. If you need somebody to write the whole thing and all you do is just go in and track it, there's still artists that exist like that to this day that people love and revere, and they sell out stadiums.
That's not you, though.
That's not me, no. I've wrote all my...
Yeah, you talking about The Weeknd right there. I don't know if you know.
Revere, and they sell out stadiums.
That's not you, though.
That's not me, no. I've wrote all my biggest...
You talking about The Weeknd and Beyonce, low key, right there.
Destination where you have, a great body of work. If you need somebody to write the whole thing and all you do is just go in and track it, there's still artists that exist like that to this day that people love and revere, and they sell out stadiums.
That's not you, though.
That's not me, no. I've wrote all my biggest songs, and any song that really, really did damage for me, I've wrote every single lyric. So that
the hits, yeah.
Not the hits and the ones that you would I'm not gonna collaborate with somebody on any of the timestamp records. I'm not collaborating. I'm not collaborating with anybody on, Marvin's Room or, like the R&B records that are, other.
Bruh, yo. let me just spit some truth bombs, and I don't give a fuck who gets mad, Drake included. Let me just tell you the truth. Bro, it's impossible to be the only artist I've seen do this, nigga, and it's not in hip-hop, nigga. His name is motherfucking, this is why I say he's the greatest of all time, Vibes Cartel, nigga. Have a million different flows, a million different ideas, write for 50 different people, and we never hear that people are writing for him. It's impossible to keep adapting to the changes of culture, the changes of times. Usually when you get in this industry that's so hard to get in, you have a run. It's the same with producers. And after that, music changes it changes every 3 to 5 years. And after it changes, usually most artists are done. Some of the great artists know how to like levitate by, collab with this guy, kind of use their new flow, kind of hide behind their new little wave, but you're the bigger artist, so you win. But if some of y'all, again, and maybe this goes to help discredit Drake, but it is what it is. There's nobody in hip hop that has really lasted for fucking over 10 years. Actually, only thing over 5 years without them running out of real creative juice, my nigga. Like, I'm just sorry to tell you. Music just moves too fast. And when that happens, these artists either fall off or try to find some way to stay in the game. And that's what I believe Drake has done. He's done it consistently. I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? Some of the most creative artists, I was fucking shocked when I heard that they were getting helped. Bro, I was shocked when I heard the Future shit. Nigga, I thought Future was the epitome of creativity. But even Future needs some fucking help. Even Future, my nigga. Bro, I remember even when I found out The Weeknd helped Drake with some shit. And Weeknd had like a run. I said, The Weeknd is the greatest ever. My nigga, I was fucking bewildered when I heard that, like, his 3 biggest songs was written by Belly. I was like, what the fuck? That shit, yeah, but the reality of creativity is that these artists and their creative process, as time moves on, they have to do things to stay in the mix. That's just seriously what it is. Now, I'm only talking about that for songs, that like hit songs. I'm not talking about that for bars. If there's any song with a bar, like I'm telling you, like I'll throw my hands up in the air, I got it. Like I was just kind of pause and not write it out. Just there's nothing more for me to say. If there's a truly lyrical song that we have defined Drake's career or his greatness with, if that comes out to be not Drake's creation, and I'm not talking about maybe he took a line here, line there, that's different. I'm talking about a reference tracks, because I know some people, even Drake fans, want to say, these reference tracks aren't Drake trading ideas with these niggas. No, that's not what it is. These niggas are sending it in. Boy Wonder drops a pack to some writing camp or to some niggas who are in that creative process. They all send the tracks back. Drake listens to them. Whatever one he likes, he records to. Okay? I'm not going to act like it's as collaborative as it seems. I'm not acting like Drake and Vori was trading lines. I'm not going to act like that. That would be delusional. No. I think Vori cooked up this track. Drake refined it and added his sauce to it and performed it amazingly. But I don't think that Drake was like, okay, yo, I kind of have this hook. Just put the words to it. Like, I don't think they were collabing like that, truth be told. I don't think it was that good. Like, because when you hear collaboration, I've been in a room and watched some songs get made, and like it's like a cipher damn near. Like niggas is just trying to and yeah, the artist is one of 5, and there's 5 other people just throwing in a line here, a line there. I'm not calling those niggas ghostwriting for the artist. Bro, y'all collaborated. Y'all just like fucking ciphered the shit out. So, I say that's collaboration. I don't know how much collaboration it is if a nigga just gives you like a finished song and you just have to sing in your voice and change a couple words. I don't know. Anyway.
Other than me and Party, like I love working with
But I think when
Party.
you say the timestamp records, that is like the MC, like the
Those are
bars,
best.
right?
Yeah.
Those are like, so I think the idea was like try to discredit you as an MC that all of that doesn't come from your pen.
Of course.
You're saying that comes from your pen.
But again, curated by the people who are ready to see the downfall of Drake. So again, just another little like, let's try this angle. You know, it's really like I said, I've done studio sessions with people. When I collaborate with people, I always send the idea first. You know, I'm the one that picks the beat and goes, yo, here, just put a verse on this and take that for your album, your single or whatever. You know, I put work in. People know me. I'm good for it. You know, so that's why I'm never really stressed about like that narrative. It's cool. It's fun. Again, it's cool for like memes and people that want to laugh and all that dumb shit. But
How
it's
do you
like,
feel in that moment of Meek sort of putting that out there and then everything goes crazy, right? A guy that was your friend, you know, things get a little hectic with you guys at that point, right?
Yeah. He was. I think he was in a bad mental spot, and he just made like a decision to go crazy. You know, it was. If I remember correctly, it was based on a show that I didn't show up for. That was like the tip of the iceberg. I think we had a little miscommunication, and he was under the impression that I confirmed that I was pulling up to one of his shows. And I think it was maybe one in Philly, and I didn't show up. And you know, my management or somebody reached out to say I wasn't coming. And I think, you know, that being coupled with whatever, you know, conversations were happening amongst him and his lady, and, you know, him just kind of getting this idea, maybe I don't fuck with him or whatever. And, you know, he'll tell you himself he wasn't in the best mental spot at that time. And, you know, I think he just took a hard left and decided to just go for it, and felt like he had enough ammunition to maybe, you know, put a major dent in my armor or decapitate me, you know? And again, I'm really good at channeling that negativity and those pressures into pushing me to a next level where I go into a calculated reactive space.
Charged up back to back. You almost took the bully position. Like, where y'all at? Like,
yeah, I mean, I just felt like, you know, in that moment, I was like, all right, well, if we're talking about music, let me just show you better than I can tweet you, you know, or better than I can text you.
Okay. This is Quentin Miller talking about how he linked with Drake and start writing these songs. Here we go. Let me take a piss real quick, chat. Don't go nowhere.
We did our last interview in 2016, and we talked about the whole Drake writing situation. But at the time, things were kind of brand new, and a lot of things weren't really mentioned, and other stories started coming out. Everyone that was involved spoke on it afterwards. So I just kind of, you know, want to go back and set up the proper timeline and kind of tell the whole story since you're here right now. Is that okay?
That's cool.
Okay, so you were already rapping and you were already, you know, working with, you know, legendary people like Dream and so forth. How did you end up originally linking up with Drake and writing for him?
Like I said, I had met Boy Wonder in a random like session in Toronto that I had through the Red Zone situation I was with at the time, and so I just shot a random Hail Mary text to Wonder one summer, maybe 2013, top of 2014, and yeah, he was just, I was like, yo, can I send you some songs? He's like, yeah, I sent him some songs. He fucked with it. He was like, okay, you know, he was working on Obi O'Brien at the time, and he had me come work with Obi O'Brien. And then I guess the word from Obi O'Brien moved over to Drake. He was like, yo, Drake wants you to send some songs. So I sent some songs, and Wonder was like, yo, he's fucking with this 10 Band song. He's fucking with this hard. So yeah, I was really excited. I thought I was gonna have a Drake feature, because at the time Drake was just doing random features for just up and coming artists, you know. So I thought I was about to be one of those lucky artists, and it turned out to be what it was. But yeah.
Whatever happened to Ovi O'Brien? Because he was like right there in the mix, and people were thinking he's going to be the next person out, and then he just poof disappeared.
I'm not sure. He was a really cool dude, man. Shout out to Ovi O'Brien, man. Shout out to Ovi O'Brien. Like both of those guys, they were really cool, welcoming dudes at the time. You know, who knows?
Okay, so you get in the studio with Drake, and you end up basically co-writing what became Used To, 10 Bands, Legend, and 6 Man?
Yeah. Yeah. I also wrote on Bless. I also wrote on Bless too. That was when I first met Big Sean during that session.
Okay. And what was the vibe like working with Drake and OVO 40 and everyone else?
Man, at the time, I don't know, it just felt like a dream because everybody was just so welcoming. It just felt so cool. I felt like I was, a part of the shit. Like, Drake literally was looking me in my face like, yo, man, this album wouldn't be possible if it weren't for you. Like, you really helped. You have no idea, da-da-da. Like, you saying this to a dude that was working in the bakery, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought my dream was over with after Tricky and them dropped me off, you know, like I was fucking crying like a baby, you know, because I'm like, how the fuck else am I gonna do this? You know, they were the people that I knew, and I ain't have nobody else, you know, so it just felt like it was just one of the best times, you know. Yeah, it felt like I was on the team.
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, I've listened to every Drake project. I would say if you're reading This It's Too Late is my favorite Drake project, period. And I'm not just saying that because I'm talking to you. That's actually, I feel like Drake was really rapping through that whole project. And, you know, I like Drake singing as well, but I feel like that was like that hip hop project that he put out.
I feel like, obviously I have a bias, so I don't really like to rate if you're reading this. I just kind of like to hear what people say, you know. Obviously for me, it's special for...
Yo, chat, stop mentioning Daylight, man. Daylight ain't write a fucking thing, nigga. Daylight could barely write his fucking name, nigga. Nigga, Daylight got the biggest mouth in the fucking industry, nigga. If that nigga even wrote a letter to Drake, nigga, if that nigga wrote a DM to Drake, that nigga would have been said it. That nigga ain't write goddamn nothing for Drake. Y'all could clip this, send it to the nigga. The nigga ain't right. I don't know. That's one of the things that's been pissing me off because he's been almost acting and allowing this like possible rumor. Nigga, you ain't right. Nigga, you wouldn't know back to back if you cloned yourself and stood behind yourself, nigga. Fuck out of here. Please stop acting like Daylight has the mental capacity to write for the boy. Nigga never wrote shit. And you know, yo, Daylight used to sell type of, the nigga has like a fucking Batman tattoo on his face or a Wu-Tang tattoo. If that nigga wrote for Drake, nigga, you would have heard the stems, you would have seen the video, you would have seen everything, nigga. The highlight of Daylight's career was battle rap. No disrespect, but that's it. Get over it. He been acting like he wrote back to back. Back to where? How the fuck you wrote back to back and went back to the trap? Hell no, nigga. Stop it. The audacity of you niggas, man. All of a sudden, because we heard Mob Ties, now back to back is different. Why the hell would Drake get at or holler at Daylight for back to back? What the fuck does Daylight know about back to back? Y'all, listen, I understand y'all been aggressively stroking Kendrick's cock. So every line he says y'all think means a million things. Kendrick also said the nigga has a daughter. Have y'all found her yet? No. Just because he said back to back. I like that record. I'm going to get back to that. That's why? That's why? What the fuck that got to do with Daylight? If Daylight wrote, trust me, Daylight could get another good 15 bands from Vlad for some interviews, nigga. If he leaked his reference, which, by the way, don't go record some weird shit now. But that nigga didn't write shit. Stop playing. I don't know why y'all keep mentioning like random niggas, man. God damn.
For a lot of reasons, you know. But it's good to hear, man. For real.
Yeah, no, I mean, I keep it 100 when it comes to my music opinions. You know, even if they're unpopular, which they often are. But yeah, that project I thought was great. Was just a great.
I remember specifically No Telling. That was like one of my favorite memories off the song because that was off the album because that was the one song that, you know, a lot of songs like I sent ideas and we kind of bounced ideas back and forth via email and shit like that, or you know, but No Telling, like we kind of worked on that one together. And that was like a real cool moment for me, man. Like to go in the booth and try some shit and then he go in, he fuck with it and he add some shit, you know, like it was just like, man, it felt like I made it. Like, yeah, real validation, you know, for a guy that got.
Okay, so he's kind of co-signing the collab. He's basically saying No Telling was, damn, I forgot No Telling. No Telling was my shit. Quinn did that. Yo, before I get to that, well, actually, let me hear his reference from Quentin Miller, No Telling. Do you do No Telling? Did we hear the No Telling reference track? Where is it at? Oh, shit. All right, we'll find it later. Hey, real quick. Y'all can clip this too. Hey, I just want to be on record. Fuck all you hating ass niggas. Fuck you, Kendrick. Fuck the rest of y'all niggas. Hey, Drake, kidnap that nigga Vori. That nigga's good. I'm not gonna shame my nigga to not use a nice writer. That nigga Vori has to be in the sweatshop. Kidnap him. Chubbs, get the rope. No, we need Vori. No. Vori's nice. We gotta get Vori. I'm sorry. Yo, Drake, don't let the Vori been good. He ain't say nothing. He ain't embarrassing you. Don't let these fuck niggas make you not work with Vori again. We need more Drake and Vori. Fuck that. You see, some of these niggas think they're gonna shame Drake. That's what y'all did with him and Quentin. He should have kept working with Quentin. But y'all shamed him. And he never worked with Quentin again. You know how many hot songs we could have got? Nigga, I used to listen to songs. Nigga, I wish AI existed back then. Nigga, I heard some hot Quentin songs. But, you know, he had that frog in him, like frog in the throat voice. And, you know, he was monotone. He ain't know how to perform it like Drake. I'm like, yo, if Drake had this bitch, this should be a banger. Vori! Hey, I heard you were writing, and I ain't trying to snitch. I just heard from people. I heard you were writing amazing songs for Kanye. Kanye's rapping about bleach assholes and he want to do some other weird shit. He want to fuck his bitch on a boat. Go work for OVO. Kanye barely care about music. I ain't gonna lie, Vori been writing for Kanye too. Vori, we need to recruit you to OVO, bro. You're too good. After I heard that reference track, I ain't gonna lie to you, I never even listened to Vori like that. like his like album cuts, I listened to like the features and like the bigger songs. I started listening to one of his tapes. Vori got a tape. This is look. Vori mixtape. Oh my God. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Which, by the way, this is the curse of being Drake's alleged ghostwriter, right? This is the album right here. Whatever this is, Lost Soul. Oh my sweet Jesus. Nigga, I'm listening to this. Every song sounded fire. But here's the curse of being a writer for Drake. As soon as it sounded great, I was like, how would it sound with Drake's voice on it? Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, Vori, you gotta be locked in with the boy, bro. Vori, go work with Drake, man. Remember Meek tried to get you out of here, told me you were beating your girl. Told me he dropped you from the Dream Chasers. That nigga should have been trying to steal your songs. That's why Meek was mad. Meek was mad you gave Drake mob ties and not him. Nah, this nigga Vori, he got some songs, bro. So I'm saying Drake should work with him. Don't let nobody shame you. That's the thing. I hope Drake is beyond that point. Bro, these niggas gonna get mad regardless, my nigga. You and Vori, or Vori has like, yo, he has a sound and a cadence that I feel fits the current day but lit Drake. And I'm not saying Drake should take his best songs. Don't try to put that out there. But Drake should collaborate with him. And a lot of times these rumors come out and it makes Drake feels like he has to get away from them niggas. Like, because Drake is trying to think about his legacy. So he's like, all right, I'm going to show people I can make a hit without these guys. Drake, we know that. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't work with these guys. You should work with Vori. Abso-fucking-lutely. Somebody said, do I hear myself? I do. You damn right I do. Of course. What, I should tell him not to work with these guys? Oh, y'all niggas sucking Kanye's dick for vultures. Did y'all tell him not to work with Ty Dolla $ign and Sci-Hi the Prince and all these other niggas, bro? Did y'all tell him that? No, y'all didn't. We're not talking timestamp records. We're not talking Do Not Disturb. Nigga, we're talking motherfucking hit songs. Vori got a little bop that could make hits. Drake need hits. The fuck? We're not talking about timestamp records. That's the thing that I hate that people are doing with this Drake convo. They're taking Mob Ties to be like, oh, and this is my man's too. But Joe, you shouldn't even said this, bro. Joe was gonna be like, yo, to act Mob Ties a timestamp record. No, Mob Ties is just a back to the wall record, like I'm angry record, which I like though. Like, you know when you feel like, I give you an example. Bread and Butter by Gunna. Not the most lyrical record. Obviously, he's not that much the most lyrical nigga anyway. But that was a record you could imagine that Gunna would write when the whole industry turned on him, calling him a snitch. So if you found out he didn't write that, you're gonna be like, damn, I'm kind of disappointed you ain't write that, because I felt like that's exactly how you would feel as a man, and you being a great artist, that's what you would create, right? And I'm not down his pen. I'm just saying I'm disappointed. That's my whole thing with Drake. I'm just disappointed that idea didn't come from him. But for me to doubt Drake's pen, you're going to have to show me that he didn't write 5 a.m. in Toronto, 6 p.m. in New York, 4 a.m. in 4 p.m. in Calabasas, 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. in Charlotte. Do Not Disturb, Western Road Flows, Omerta, Diplomatic Community, Tuscan Leather. You're going to have to show me if you ain't write one of those, shit, you're going to see just bring out the Kleenex. You're just going to see me crying. What I opened this up for? I forgot. Anyway. Yeah, so anyway, I guess my point was I want him to keep working with Vori. I don't think that it's, I think Drake has kind of isolated some of these niggas when they get in this position, right? Anyway.
They got cut from the team from tricking them, So.
Well, I mean, with Drake being arguably the biggest artist in the world right now, what is it about Drake in the studio that's different from other artists that you've worked with? And you've worked with a lot of the greats.
Man, to me, it was just surprising just how,
By the way, here's another hot take for me. I think part of the reason why everybody has switched on Drake, they've realized that more than the talent, they think Drake's talented, but they think more than the talent, that hit maker Drake stimulus package shit, they feel like is Drake being the face of these records and having an ear. You know which artists have like one of the best ears for beats? Like Rick Ross, amazing ear for beats. I think the industry these days are looking at Drake not as, the potent guy you go for a hit. They do look at his brand as this is the brand you roll out the hit with, but they're thinking how you create the hit, because they've heard and they've known, like, put it like this. I've spoke to a few artists and I could tell Drake has been moving sloppy. He's let a little bit more people into the kitchen. There's some artists you never see how they create. You never see them write. You don't even know how they come up with the greatness. You just get it. These days, they're playing Drake's hit songs in random studios with the reference. Oh yeah, that ain't Drake. That's Vori, and that's Yachty. You know what I mean? So I think people have broken that facade of looking at Drake as the ultimate hit maker. They have just looked at his brand as the rollout for the hits, but they realize the guys who really that's why you see people start gravitating a lot to these guys. Like Vori was a hot commodity before he even had a huge song for himself. Why? Because he done wrote for, I didn't even realize Vori wrote Don't for Bryson Tiller. Bryson Tiller's biggest song is written by Vori. So the industry been new about this guy. Everybody been trying to get a piece of him. No Diddy. You have Kanye been trying to. Hey, I guess I can tell this story now. I'll tell this story now. I wasn't going to tell it before because I want to fuck up his situation. So 6ix9ine, Kanye had said something positive about 6ix9ine. Anyway, Whack 100 had let it out. Whack 100 had asked Kanye to do a song with 6ix9ine because Kanye said something positive about 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine needed features. Wax set it up. 6ix9ine he flew somewhere to Kanye to go get the song. Lo and behold, I don't think the song ever gets done. 6ix9ine stays there for like 2 weeks. This goes into that craziness of Kanye's world. Everybody's on his time. 6ix9ine's just sitting there at some place, I don't know where, waiting for Kanye to cut this verse or do this song with him. He never does it. He sees Kanye from time to time. Like, yo, Kanye, yo, this blah, blah. Like, they chopping it up. Kanye would tell him, yo, like, he'll hear some shit like, oh, that's fire. And Kanye would tell 6ix9ine, yo, I'm going to get Vori to write that. So I guess Vori was writing for him at the time. So 6ix9ine told me at the time, he was just like, yo, he was like, yeah, because he's trying to convince, like, yo, he's like, yo, nah, these industry niggas ain't like that, bro. Like, because I'm looking at it, everybody hates him. He says he runs into Vori. Now, again, this is from 6ix9ine, so if Vori sees this and be like, nah, this ain't true. 6ix9ine told me this, bro. I don't know. He says he runs into Vori. I said, what the fuck? That's Meek Mill's fucking artist. He says, yo, Vori told me, like, yo, bro, like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Whatever you got with Meek, whatever. He's like, yo, he said, yo, Vori's mad cool. I chopped it up with him. He's mad cool. He wasn't tripping on me. Nothing like that. He said, whatever Meek got with me, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, he's just working on music. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, you know, I can't tell that story publicly because I don't want Meek Mill to give that nigga a lashing. That's what I was thinking. I was like, if I had said this before, Meek kicked him out of the Chasers, like, you would have kicked him out then. What? You were chilling with 6ix9ine? Like, it would have been crazy, right? Anyway, basically, the flow of things was Kanye hearing a track and Kanye said, yo, I'm going to get Vori to write that for me. So I remember 6ix9ine was like, I remember calling him like, nigga, what are you doing? He was like, yeah, nah, I think Kanye know the song he want to do. He said he gonna get Vori to write it for him. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, that nigga Vori's like that? Yeah, that nigga Vori's like that. Like Kanye just had him on standby for writing. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm pretty sure that got heard. Drake was probably like, man, well, actually, no, this was 2020. This was after, because 6ix9ine got locked up in 2018. 2020 is when he got out, and he was trying to get these songs, 2020, 2021. So I guess this is after. But I guess the word about Vori, which I thought, like, you know what I mean, newer artist, but I've always heard so much great things about him. Shit, Drake was fucking with him in 2018. So, like, you know, most of these guys who are writers, like, they have a huge name in the background before we even see them get their proper shine in the light. You know who's another nigga who I hear niggas be tapping for a lot of shit? Friday. Before you heard him on God Knows, or wasn't it God Did, like all that, they've been whoring that nigga out. Like, pause. Like, no Diddy. Like, yo, come here, write this for me. Come here, write this. Yo, demo this for me. Like, he's been the guy who's been cutting mad demos. Stara. Everybody know P&D. The only thing about P&D is, like, I don't know why P&D. Here's the thing. With all due respect, like, this is what I heard. Y'all gonna be like, you snitching like hell. I heard Hills Have Eyes or Hills by Weekend was written by Belly. Right? You'll never hear a Belly fucking reference track, ever. And by the way, you shouldn't. Because in all our minds, The Weeknd is the genius. Like, we don't want to hear about no other nigga. First of all, I was shocked. I was like, Belly? Ain't that nigga a rapper? So no, that nigga he writes amazing songs. His primary bread is writing. Go look at The Weeknd's biggest album. All the hit songs, who's writing on there? Take what you want with it. Here's the thing. We'll never hear a reference track, nor should we. We shouldn't hear the reference track. Not within the camp. That's what always confused me with The Weeknd. No, not The Weeknd. The Party Next Door. You and Drake are OVO. Why are we hearing a reference track? I get it why we hear a Yachty reference track. Yachty reference track. What was the other nigga? Vori, of course, and even Quentin Miller. They're recording in Atlanta. You're recording in Atlanta. There's 59 engineers having access to the files. They don't, you know, people are creating there all the time. All it takes is for one of those engineers to realize, oh shit, Drake cut this record using this file, using this song that was recorded here. Let me go back to that session and find it. Oh shit, there's a Yachty session here. Let me just put this in the tuck. You get what I'm saying? and then it leaks later, right? Some shit like that. So I'm pointing fingers. I'm not pointing fingers. By the way, The Weeknd's an R&B artist, my nigga. Like, nobody gives a fuck, right? And like The Weeknd, here's the thing too. The Weeknd writes for a lot of other people and himself, so it's normal shit, right? You know what I mean? It's normal shit. Like, nobody gives a fuck if Bryson, even though I was kind of shocked that Bryson didn't write this song because it was his first song, at least in my eyes. But who cares? He's an R&B artist. Who the fuck gives a fuck? Who cares? Everybody said I'm making excuses. Oh boy. All right. Anyway, here's him talking about Quentin Miller talking about writing Drake's verse on the Rico, and the hypocritical guy himself wanting Quentin to write for him, because again, like, I guess my whole point is just telling y'all, like, this writing shit isn't as taboo as Meek made it out to be. Of course, for fans it was taboo. Even now we think it's taboo. I'm telling you, this shit's normal.
One of the verses that you wrote with Drake ended up showing on Rico with Meek Mill.
Yeah.
So how did that come together?
Yeah. At the time I was sending Drake ideas. This was post, if you're reading this, I was just sending him a bunch of ideas and nothing was really going. So the fact that nothing was going, I had this one idea, which was Rico, and I sent it. At the time I was going back and forth between him and DJ Drama, because just to give a little context, Drake was fucking with me on the writer shit, but he wasn't fucking with me as an artist. But when I would come back to Atlanta, DJ Drama and Cannon and Generation Now, they were fucking with me and the Coolest Mac. We have a duo called Wedding Crashers. So I had a super tight relationship with Drama at the time. So I sent him that just on some, like, check me out. Cause I looked up to Drama the same way I looked up to Drake. You know what I'm saying? It's like, these are two legends, so just getting their approval on shit. A lot of times, just send shit or whatever. And one random day in a club with Drama in LA, he's like, yo, Meek got on that joint. And I'm like, what joint? He's like, the Rico joint. And at the time, I hadn't heard Drake's version of Rico. I didn't even know that Drake did it, so by the time I found out, then, we were already in it. We were in the thick of the shit.
Okay, so walk me through what exactly happened, because you're writing for Drake, and, you guys are having a lot of success with that. And initially, Meek Mill approached you to write for him as well?
Yeah, so after the Rico situation, and Meek has knowledge of the shit.
So again, now I've developed this new question: is Drake instructing you to write certain things, or you have the freedom to write anything? And people are just having these parasocial relationships with Drake. So when Drake, really not Drake, you said the girl of your dreams probably to me ain't a challenge. Drake keeps that line. Now people take that to mean and put that meaning on someone else, and now it's a whole thing. Or did Drake tell you, nah, sneak this that nigga's bitch, I'm fucking her type shit? Like, I'm wondering, like, if I guess that's the question. Like, is Drake? One line in that song that he wrote caused the problems. The girl of your dreams to me probably isn't a challenge. Did Drake tell you to write that, or did you come up with that by yourself? I don't know if you ever addressed it, but that's a question of mine.
Then I was approached by, it was never direct. It was always through, like, Drama or Cannon. And they were like, yo, Meek wants you to write for him or whatever. And I was just like, nah, he asked me the first time. I said, nah. Then, like, maybe a week or two later, they asked me again. I said, nah. At this point, Drama was very upset. He was really upset about me saying no. And at that point, then it kind of raised, like, red flags for me. And that's when I started kind of hitting Drake about it. Like, yo, man, they're kind of pushing it. And then, like, the third time, they offered cash. And I really wasn't with it because it was just like, okay, now they're really pressing it, like, really, really hard, It's just something about it that just seemed off, And the crazy shit was, like, I fucked with Meek at the time, but it was just something about.
Yeah, Drake definitely left him out to dry. Like, if he was feeding Drake info like that, like, if someone's telling you, yo, bro, these other people who I'm around way more than you is trying to snake you, or they're trying to get me to snake you, but, like, bro, I ain't trying to snake you. He's almost like, he's asking you to bring him to your side. Like, he's asking you, like, I think he was just waiting on Drake to say, bro, yo, come to Toronto, come fuck with us, nigga. Like, fuck them niggas, man. Like, fuck Drama and Meek. You get what I'm saying? It's like he was waiting for Drake to say that, You know what I mean? And I guess Drake never said it. You know what I mean? Like, but he was basically, he was selling out the people he was about to sign to, and Meek, who was heavily incentivized with the people he was about to sign to, just for Drake, and he ain't know Drake that well. So he was kind of asking for Drake to be like, yo, come fuck with us, by telling Drake all that shit. Yo, they offering money. Like, that's almost like, he's almost telling Drake like, yo, bruh, like you would think a real nigga move would be like, yo, bro, come fuck with us, nigga. I got 100 bands for you, nigga. Come over here and come fuck with us. Like, we really gonna, like, these niggas is tweaking. You know what I mean? Except I think Drake was just like, nigga, be safe, nigga.
That, and then like when I had my first time actually meeting him was with Nicki Minaj in the room, and all their vibes, nothing was positive. Like, they was just me mugging me, and just like it was never like cool vibes, you know? So I just wasn't trying to fuck.
By the way, fuck Robert, thank you for the 10. He said, what made Drake top one was his versatility. That's what's at question now. I agree. I do agree. That's a very, very great point, right? I think these days, we're going to, the next time we see a Drake bop that sounds like Yeet or like Yachty or something, we're probably going to be like, but is it Drake though? Right? And, you know, his versatility, I think at this point, we might be looking at Drake as, I still look at him as an amazing rapper, but is he the guy who's creating new styles? I don't know if that's him anymore. I think he might be the guy who could take over some styles that he knows exist that people are fucking with. But is he creating them? I don't know. Which that goes into the versatility question. Well, how versatile is he then?
You know?
Okay, because was there something about how you played some of the songs and Nicki was like, oh, we need the room, and like you
Yeah. So this post Rico time or whatever, my first time actually seeing Meek, and you know, Nicki was there too, and Drama was he was playing. So like I said, my duo Wedding Crashers, we was all up through there. So he was playing these Wedding Crashers songs that we was recording, but he was like picking the most like Drake sounding songs, and he played this one song, I forgot what it was, but it was like a kind of Drake-ish sounding song, and he took Mac's part off it completely. He just like only played my shit, and they was just looking, they was like, oh, that's him? I was like, all right. And that's when Nicki was just like, I need the room, and just like get us out the room. And you know, the vibe was always like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was never like, love, hey man, I'm trying to work, da-da-da. Like, it was always like, I don't know, some vindictive shit, you know?
I've always said that Drake embracing, one thing Drake has been good at is not holding beefs for forever. Like right now, if he didn't, like, he killed Meek, but he threw him a bone and brought him back to life with Going Bad. If Meek was still publicly upset, and right now, Meek would be trying to get his shit off, like, did not tell y'all niggas, except who's the most quiet about Drake right now? Meek. Why? Not only did Drake kill his career, Drake coddled him and put a pacifier in his mouth, no Diddy, by giving him a hit song to put him back on his feet. That in the time of now, that you would expect Meek to come on and be like, yo, when I try to tell niggas, he could probably more elaborate on that could make people feel a certain way about Drake. He hasn't said nothing. He's just like, I don't know what's going on. So he definitely neutralized that. Yeah, interesting.
And now,
and also with the Nicki thing, remember him and Nicki wasn't cool for a while. And who just came out to Nicki's show? He came out to Nicki's show. You know, he clearly forgave her for that or whatever. And, you know, it is what it is.
After hearing even Drama's perspective, and which I guess is understandable, a guy, you know, messes with your girl and then like puts it in a song. Obviously, you're going to want some get back, but, you know, it's just unfortunate that that was kind of done through me. So.
What do you mean a guy messes with your girl puts in a song? Which one?
I mean, he said on Drink Champs, I guess the summer line, I don't want to mix up the name, but I guess Drake made a line about, you know, a girl he was messing with at the time, and Drama admitted that, you know, he wanted some get back.
Yeah, I had Drama's girl last summer, nigga. Not right now, whatever you said.
When Meek wanted to work with you the second time and offered you money, can you say how much he offered you?
It was like 15.
Okay, so a nice chunk.
Yeah.
Nice chunk of money. Okay. And you turned down Meek the second time, and Drama was upset that you're not working with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're kind of caught in the middle a little bit because you have a relationship with Drama as well, but you have a relationship with Drake. And how long after all this happened did Meek and Drake start to beef with each other?
Well, it wasn't very long because then it was like maybe after the
start to get released, and you're essentially doing some of the lines that Drake ended up doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, although in the music industry, you understand, I mean, all you have to do is look at the writing credits and you understand that there's multiple writers on a lot of these big songs, but to the public, this whole image that Drake writes every single line that's ever been spit has now been slightly affected.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're caught right in the middle of all this.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It was wild, man. I say it all the time. Like, he was hitting me like, damn, man, they trying to give you credit for all my shit. And it's just like, bro, I never wanted that. I'm not that I don't want credit for shit that I didn't do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do want to be appreciated for what I did do, so it's like, you got to think how twisted and bittersweet it is. You got Funk Master Flex playing your songs. And you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be happy about it, but at the same time, it's destroying, like, your whole situation. Like, so you can't, you know what I'm saying? People know your name now, which is, as an artist, you want that, but you don't want it like this. And so it was just like a poisonous way of, getting there, I guess.
Right. So now all this is out there. And I think, was it around that time that 40 actually, stepped forward and said, okay, look, no one's going to say that I wasn't instrumental in Drake's career and continue to be. So let me just kind of break all this down. Quentin Miller did, work on this project, but this is really the only project. It's not like he wrote everything Drake's ever written for these past 15 years.
One thing I don't like that they did, man, and, in hindsight, even then, I wrote that letter, for them, we talked about it and everything. Just, I don't know, just diminishing. I've never been one like, yo, I do it all. You know what I'm saying? Like I am, I'm not that, you know what I'm saying? But it's up to them to put a light on me as well. And they felt like they had to diminish me to keep the situation. But then today, you know what I'm saying? And, shout out to 21, but you see them like, oh yeah, me and 21, we helped each other. We worked, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. Like, so I got to be lit like 21 to get that, you know what I'm saying? But for me, it was, it was this kid, he had ideas. They weren't great ideas, but, this is like, why are you shitting on me? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could easily uplift me. I see bro uplift all kinds of artists, you know what I'm saying? And it just put me in such a bad situation. Like, it just put a bad taste.
I don't know why I'm listening to all these right now.
In the situation.
Yeah, I feel like when I said I was referring to like how Beans was like, for the Rockefeller shit, like he was riding or whatever, like, and I feel like, I wasn't riding like Beanie Siegel, obviously, but I definitely was, I was OVO first, like in any situation, like in any situation I was riding, and even down to me putting the letter out there, and kind of, downplaying my involvement with everything, that was, me doing that for them, and it kind of just, in the end, it showed like their whole intention the whole time was, okay, get him to clean it up and then fuck that guy, like that kind of seemed like how it felt.
Well, all this is going on, and I guess you were supposed to meet Hit Boy, and you go to the Nike store in LA.
Oh yeah, the Meek shit, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So then you come out the Nike store, and you run into Meek?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I told the story a couple times.
All right, okay. I remember 40, which is the producer, OVO 40, talks ghostwriting. Yeah, he had made some tweets. Ironically, he deleted all of these tweets. I don't know why specifically he deleted those. Okay, yeah, we can't see the tweets. He deleted them, like the actual tweet transcript is gone. His account's still there, but it looked like he deleted these specific tweets, but whatever. He says, no one couldn't question my involvement in Drake's career. We have come a long way together, so let me start by putting something in perspective. I can't count the hours that myself and Drake have spent writing and producing and recording music. Let's just say 5,000 hours. I've spent maybe 30 minutes in a studio with Q. Nice enough guy, very talented. If you're asking if he contributed to If You're Reading This Is Too Late, yes, he did. You can also see that by the reading the credits. Anyways, I don't work with many people, and there's a reason. No one is as talented as Drake. It's not worth my time. I don't need someone who understands songwriting on a higher level. Or I need someone who understands on a higher level. Sometimes the skill used to recognize other great songs, like in all forms of music except rap. Rap has a stigma about writing your own lyrics, rightfully so. So it's personal art form. Thankfully for me, Drake isn't just a rapper, he's a musician, a producer, and a creator. We go beyond normal boundaries that rappers want to keep themselves stuck in. We've been fighting those rules from day one. If no one noticed, there weren't many singing rappers in '08. There were countless number ones in songs that Drake has written for others, never mind himself. That's the funny part. To even be feeling my own need to say these things is crazy, and even more ironic is that Drake is maybe the most personal rapper ever. I agree. That's another thing that kind of goes into defending him. It says never has someone spoke about themselves or their own perspective so vividly ever. It's why people call him soft, because he shows humility and is truthful and honest. You're smoking that shit. If you say selling, you smoking that shit. You say you selling. If you think someone wrote that shit. So if someone wants to be upset that Drake made a great album, go for it. Get mad all day, but don't ever question my brother's pen. Yeah, I think Drake is kind of like he definitely. I agree with Quentin Miller. They threw Quentin Miller under the bus, but I definitely believe that what Drake talked about in terms of collaboration before. Drake talks. Like he's expanded that idea. By the way, I see a lot of people say that I should watch my man What's the Dirt. He did a breakdown and I'll react to it. He says why Drake's.
All right, God.
He said why Drake's Mob Ties leak is actually a huge deal. Let's check this out. It's my guy What's the Dirt right here.
So I had to take a very quick detour for this one, but don't worry, I'm logging some big time hours and all the other breakdowns are coming. I'm taking my time, no rush, but 616 in LA is coming up. And I'm cooking. Now, as everyone knows, after the Meek Mill beef, Drake was exposed and has been tagged with the ghostwriter label ever since. First, we heard the Rico track.
The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge.
The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge.
Then it was 10 bands.
I could tell you about them safe house nights out in Calabasas.
I could tell you about them safe house nights out in Calabasas.
And just so you guys know, this is not a history of all the reference tracks that we heard over the years, because there's been more. That could be a whole other video in itself, really. And if you'd like that, leave it in the comment section. And as a Drake fan myself, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone that was as disappointed as I was. When it first happened, I was like, no, this is unacceptable. You can't have someone writing your bars. Like, imagine if Rakim did this. Like, this is unacceptable.
Okay, so they gave you 30 grand and they got 6 Drake songs out of it?
And everything else that I did after the Drake shit.
However, over the years, many fans have given Drake a pass, claiming that he's not really rapping on these tracks, so it didn't really matter. As time went by, those old reference tracks seemed to lose impact, and while Drake could never escape the ghostwriter label, he seemed to somewhat navigate around it by dropping hit after hit. It was after these leaks where Drake seemed to really tighten things up in his camp, as we never heard a reference track of any significance after. That was until this beef happened. From the moment that Kendrick dropped the Like That record, all those old ghostwriter allegations moved to the front of the stage. Fans started to debate on who could win this thing, and one of the most common things that we heard is that Drake has writers. And it didn't take long for some of Drake's ops to do the exact same thing.
Ghostwriters, they get the floss, what you could have had. Guess who wrote this? You would never guess who wrote this.
A lot of fans ate this narrative up and absolutely loved it, while the people of Team...
It's funny that people keep talking about Sicko Mode. From my knowledge, Drake wrote Sicko Mode his verse. From what I've heard about Sicko Mode is that Sci-Hi the Prince did some writing on Sicko Mode, and Sci-Hi the Prince wrote Travis's part, right? Like if you go to Sicko Mode lyrics, if you go here, I'll tell you where. I forgot where they said he wrote. There was actually even a leak of a reference. Sci-Hi the Prince Sicko Mode. Apparently he wrote Travis's part. Let's see if we can find. I'm trying to figure out where he. Did we ever hear the reference track for it? Let's see.
Another God, I'm a God or something. I didn't give it to him. He took it really. He just sent Universal, Wolf of Wall Street deal, bro, yada yada, in and get a piece of this whatever song. So I just said, man, fuck it, bro. I can't hold it up. I ain't got no money. I can't hold it up. Man, let this nigga get this shit. But I knew I didn't want to let him get this shit. But everybody was advising me, man, just go on and do it, bro. Just go on and do it, bro. We can't miss this Motorola deal. We can't miss this Wolf of Wall Street deal, bro. Yada, 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 yada. All this sucker ass shit. Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, man, this nigga on some lame ass shit, bro. This nigga he was just a thorn in my side, right? So I end up giving it to him, right? Boom. I didn't give it to him. He took it really. He just sent Universal. So during this time, I'm trying to, like, after that, I end up trying to get my percentages back and shit, right? All these lawyers I'm hiring, they can't get my percentages back from Universal. They can't get my percentages back from Universal. Can't nobody get my percentages back, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Can't nobody get my percentages back. Man, I go online and Google, what's the phone number to Universal Publishing? I motherfucking call Universal Publishing for 5 days straight, bro. 5 days straight, from Monday to Friday. Now they sending me around to all these different motherfuckers and all this different goof ass shit. They sending me around to all these motherfuckers, bro. So, once I'm thinking like, okay, I'm getting closer and closer. Shout out to Ethiopia. If y'all just seen the Lil Baby documentary, one thing I gotta say, we need more QCs in the world. We need more. I'm the big motherfucker over here, whatever the case may be. I'm sorry, but your company called my company and said I owed y'all yada yada X amount of dollars. I read my contract myself. I had 3 lawyers try to get me out of this deal. None of the lawyers could get me out of the deal. I'm paying 3 lawyers. None of them could get me out of the deal. So I called the motherfucker myself and I say, hey man, I read my contract. It ain't this, it ain't that. The nigga don't deserve that. The nigga don't woo-woo. They said, well, we already collected the money, but we can give you your percentages back, but we can't give you your money. Universal Publishing, yes. Universal Publishing said they can give me my percentages back, but they couldn't give me this is my plight. I'm giving y'all my life. Y'all want the story of EGOT? This is the story of EGOT, my nigga. So I'm coming the whole time. Okay, boom. I end up getting my percentages back. Cool, boom. I end up, like I said, I wrote Sicko Mode, and Sicko Mode ended up doing well for me. And my publishing group ended up giving me another situation. They like, man, we sorry. Here goes some money. We knew you was special. All this cap ass shit, bro. BMG ain't did nothing, but hey, they collect your money. Cool. They believed in me first, so I give them that. I ain't gonna even throw them under the bus. They believed in me. Boom, 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 boom. Right. So after that, I just started feeling like my God wasn't. Now I don't know about the Drake and Ye beat. That was like, you know, that was their thing. I wasn't gonna get into that. You know what I mean? That's above my pay grade. But it started like kind of tricky. It kind of started, I felt my guy kind of not feeling me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, that kind of fucked up. Now I'm looking at Trav like, Trav, why would you let the nigga do that on the song? But I get Trav like.
Oh, okay. So he clearly wrote for Trav, right? So I guess he's looking at Travis Scott to say, yo, Travis, why did you let Drake violate Kanye knowing that I wrote this shit for you? Why are you going to let Drake get on the song and violate Kanye? Okay, now I get it.
This Drake is an artist. He going to express himself. He going to express himself how he express himself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, all right. But you know that's like our guy, bro. This nigga like provided an opportunity for us. You know what I mean? You can't just let a nigga diss our buddy. You know what I mean? It's our buddy. Now it's like I gotta take up for some shit Trav did, and I'm taking the backlash from it. So when y'all hear my buddy Ye say, you know what I'm saying, you know, Saha said Sicko Mode was the biggest song he ever wrote, but Donda was the best ghostwriter I ever had. It's like, it was a bar. I mean, let me tell y'all something. Donda was special. I mean, she has some quotes and some shit. Recipe's mama, but
Okay. All right, we're back to this. So basically, Drake didn't get Sicko Mode written for him. That was Travis's part, right?
OVO continued to brush it off. The Quentin Miller reference tracks was now a distant memory, and it appeared that people wanted more concrete evidence. And even Future, another one of Drake's ops, did the exact same thing. It was on this track that Future alluded to helping Drake with his hook on Feel No Ways, which triggered fans to find out that he had already been credited. And
wait, what? What Future song was that?
Of Up and absolutely loved it, while the people of Team did the exact same thing.
Future Feel Away. What song was that? It's on the album, but what's the name of the song? I know, but what Future song? What's the name of the Future song? Oh, it's called This Sunday? Future This Sunday. Let's see. Oh, and this was on We Don't Trust You. We Still Don't Trust You. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Let's see. Feel. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, the hook was feel away. Know a nigga feel away. Told my niggas sip away, pour it up, sip away. Oh. Oh, so maybe Drake, maybe Future wrote that. Told him when I came, I'm gonna come through, flashing through the city, brand new G-Wagon, she didn't find out, blah, blah, blah. Here you go, Pluto, blah, blah. I'm trying to see if there's any more distance to Drake. Okay. Fuck, okay. All right.
So feel away.
Man, so Akademiks is going over the Kendrick Lamar and, you feel me, Drake beef. Honestly, I feel like the beef is over. Like X said, I don't think Drake got ethered by Kendrick or Kendrick got ethered by Drake. You feel me? But I will say this, the allegations that, you feel me, Kendrick Lamar brought forth on Drake, it's probably going to hurt Drake way more than the allegations that Drake brought upon Kendrick about beating his wife. No one even talks about that, even with all the Diddy stuff going on. No one talks about it. But you feel me? Every time I see something with Drake, bro, like, someone's always bringing up something about him being a pedo or something. So, like, that's definitely gonna last way longer. So, you feel me? And I want to be super unbiased. So if we ever want to say anything with Kendrick and Drake, ain't gonna lie, like rap wise, like song making wise, you could say, okay, you could kind of say 50-50, or like you could give like a small edge to Kendrick, I guess. But like the side of the beef where hit song, you would have to give it to Kendrick, because, you feel me, Not Like Us is, yeah, number one, took over, was doing things, so he won that. You feel me? I'm a Drake fan, but I listen to Kendrick too. I'm just a fan of music and stuff, so gotta be as unbiased as possible. You feel me? Drake's a GOAT. Kendrick is a GOAT. Man, all we could do is pray for peace. And yeah, man, it's so hard saying that. I won't say that Drake took a L, but you feel me? Kendrick definitely he gained way more. Drake has nothing to gain from this. He only has something to lose. Kendrick has everything to gain, and he gained. So hey, it is what it is. I wish that this rap battle could have been anything else but this. But hey, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Big Act News, and let me know, do lies count? Or are we just counting all the lies? Like, let me know, and I'm out.